Some folks are concerned about maybe the motor mounts might be kind of hard to rig up. It wasn't bad at all. This thing here is on the motor, and I had that piece that's haggerty looking, so don't worry about the way it looks there. Mounted that this angle iron with this piece here. It's kind of on a pivot anyway, but it doesn't really matter because it's solid now. That's secured on that, and while we're back here, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do something with this. I don't know what's flopping around. It's supposed to be mounted to the other rear end, but we won't fit for this one. Okay, that's that part. Okay, let's move around up here to the front in just a second. Okay, the motor had another mounting point here. It also had this one back here, but we're not using that one right there. And this is a piece we made. That's part of that motor mount I bought from that guy. It mounts the motor down here, and I put this extra piece of angle iron in, pretty stout stuff, all the way across from over there to here, and secured it up here and everything. So I believe that's going to be okay. I tell you, it's very simple, really. I mean, it took me all day because I'm slow, but it works fine the way it looks. It's reasonably straight. I don't think it's going to be a problem. With them springs, it's going to take a load to make that thing move very much. So I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. I think it's a pretty well straight shot down there. And the exhaust pipe comes out here. Well, I'm just going to have a hole cut it back here. And I don't know what kind of pipe that takes, but I mean, the possibility you could just run a stack up here, but that's kind of in the way. I'd rather have it come off to the side, or maybe straight down through there. It might be better through the bottom of the floor. Don't know how we're going to do that, but now what I consider to be the tricky part, you've got to get your your gas feed and your choke and the wherever it is, that gear shifter thing, which is on a cable as well. Has to get those things all the way up through there, and of course the dark here, and then all the way up to the front. So that might be a little bit of a trick, but slow and steady. The thing too is the bed typically mounted here. Well, as you can see, the motor is setting quite a bit higher than that, so the bed's probably going to wind up having to be at least here, which that ain't going to be a problem really, you know, because we're not going to go out and haul a lot of stuff. And I would like to go ahead and put a hydraulic cylinder on that to lift that. It may not be too hard to do. I don't know. This thing might have to be reinforced, although it seemed pretty heavy. And we mount the bottom of the cylinder to that. Got to think that over a little bit more. Of course, I didn't even take my master cylinder off yet to see what the shape this in. I haven't got the wheel cylinders yet anyway. Well, that's the progress report, and that's how it's mounted. Very simple. So you want to pull the motor out, you just have to pull, well, probably maybe both of these bolts out here. And then that one big one down here goes across. And then it should be free to come out without, you know, I have to unhook all the wiring like any other time. But if I think you can turn it enough to get that, what you call it, dry shaft out. That's enough. Now, yesterday's video was long and drawn out and probably boring and everything else. So we're going to keep this one kind of short and see what we can kind of explain how it's hooked in there. Thank you. Bye now.